Question 1. To apply for UK citizenship or permanent residency, which two things do you need? C. A good understanding of life in the UK. D. An ability to speak and read English. To apply to become a permanent resident or citizen of the UK, you will need to speak and read English, have a good understanding of life in the UK. Question 2. Is the statement below true or false? During the Victorian period, the British Empire became the largest empire the world has ever seen. True. During the Victorian period, the British Empire grew to cover all of India, Australia, and large parts of Africa. It became the largest empire the world has ever seen, with an estimated population of more than 400 million people. Question 3. Which two genres is William Shakespeare famous for writing? A. Plays. B. Poems. Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, England. He was a playwright and actor and wrote many poems and plays. Question 4. Which of these statements is correct? A. During the Industrial Revolution, canals were built to link the factories to cities and ports. Better transport links were needed to transport raw materials and manufactured goods. Canals were built to link the factories to towns and cities and to the ports, particularly in the new industrial areas in the middle and north of England. Question 5. What was the main source of employment in the UK before the Industrial Revolution? A. Agriculture. Before the 18th century, agriculture was the biggest source of employment in Britain. There were many cottage industries, where people worked from home to produce goods such as cloth and lace. Question 6. Is the statement below true or false? The Canterbury Tales was one of the first books to be printed by William Caxton. True. This collection of poems is called the Canterbury Tales. It was one of the first books to be printed by William Caxton, the first person in England to print books using a printing press. Question 7. Who gave the throne to her Protestant son, James VI? D. Mary, Queen of Scots. Mary was suspected of involvement and fled to England. She gave her throne to her Protestant son, James VI of Scotland. Question 8. During the First World War, the British fought against countries including Germany, the Ottoman Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. What was this alliance known as? B. The Central Powers. The Allies fought against the Central Powers, mainly Germany, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Ottoman Empire and later Bulgaria. Question 9. Pumpkins, lit with candles, are used to celebrate which tradition? B. Halloween. Halloween, the 31st of October, is an ancient festival and has roots in the pagan festival to mark the beginning of winter. Young people will often dress up in frightening costumes to play trick or treat. People give them treats to stop them playing tricks on them. A lot of people carve lanterns out of pumpkins and put a candle inside. Question 10. Is the statement below true or false? The UK has a declining elderly population. False. People in the UK are living longer than ever before. This is due to improved living standards and better health care. There are now a record number of people aged 85 and over. This has an impact on the cost of pensions and health care. Question 11. Which two are famous British fashion designers? C. Mary Quant. D. Vivienne Westwood. Leading fashion designers of recent years include Mary Quant, Alexander McQueen, and Vivienne Westwood. Question 12. What are the titles of two novels by Charles Dickens? A. Great Expectations. C. Oliver Twist. Charles Dickens, 1812–70, wrote a number of very famous novels, including Oliver Twist and Great Expectations. You will hear references in everyday talk to some of the characters in his books, such as Scrooge, a mean person, or Mr. Micawber, always hopeful. Question 13. In everyday language people may say, "Rain stopped play." With which sport is this phrase associated? A. Cricket. You may come across expressions such as rain stopped play, batting on a sticky wicket, playing a straight bat, bowled a googly, or it's just not cricket, which have passed into everyday usage. Question 14. Is the statement below true or false? Boys in the UK leave school with better qualification than girls. False. On average, girls leave school with better qualifications than boys. Question 15. Is the statement below true or false? Population growth in the UK has been faster in recent years, thanks in part to migration and longer life expectancy. True. Population growth has been faster in more recent years. Migration into the UK and longer life expectancy have played a part in population growth. Question 16. Which organisation was founded in 1895 and now has over 61,000 volunteers helping to preserve important buildings, the countryside, and the coastline? D. The National Trust. The National Trust was founded in 1895 by 3 volunteers. There are now more than 61,000 volunteers helping to keep the organization running. Question 17. Which of these statements is correct? B. Big Ben refers to the Great Bell of the Clock at the Houses of Parliament. Big Ben is the nickname for the Great Bell of the Clock at the Houses of Parliament in London. Many people call the clock Big Ben as well. The clock is over 150 years old and is a popular tourist attraction. Question 18. Which 2 are Christian groups? A. Baptists. C. Roman Catholics. Other Protestant Christian groups in the UK are Baptists, Methodists, Presbyterians, and Quakers. There are also other denominations of Christianity, the biggest of which is Roman Catholic. Question 19. Who wrote the piece of music, Balthazar's Feast? D. Sir William Walton. Sir William Walton, 1902–83, wrote a wide range of music, from film scores to opera. He wrote marches for the coronations of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth II, but his best-known works are probably Façade, which became a ballet, and Balthazar's Feast, which is intended to be sung by a large choir. Question 20. After Protestants, which is the biggest denomination of Christianity in the UK? D. Roman Catholics. There are also other denominations of Christianity, the biggest of which is Roman Catholic. Question 21. Which 2 of the following describe the purpose of the UN Security Council? C. To recommend action during an international crisis. D. To recommend action where is a threat to peace. There are 15 members on the UN Security Council, which recommends action when there are international crises and threats to peace. Question 22. How are local authorities funded? A. By central government funding and by taxation. Towns, cities, and rural areas in the UK are governed by democratically elected councils, often called local authorities. Some areas have both district and county councils, which have different functions. Most large towns and cities have a single local authority. Local authorities provide a range of services in their areas. They are funded by money from central government and by local taxes. Question 23. Is the statement below true or false? All acts of Parliament are made in the name of the Prime Minister. False. The Queen has important ceremonial roles, such as the opening of the new parliamentary session each year. On this occasion, the Queen makes a speech which summarizes the government's policies for the year ahead. All acts of Parliament are made in her name. Question 24. How many members does a jury have in England? B. 12. In England, Wales, and Northern Ireland a jury has 12 members, and in Scotland a jury has 15 members.